Receptacles, cord connectors and attachment plugs covers under Article 406. This presentation was brought to you by the Vigilant Society of Engineers. You may visit us at www.vigilantsocietyofengineers.com. Receptacle cord connects and attachment plugs. Article 406. This article covers the rating, type, and installation of receptacles, cord connectors, and attachment plugs, cord caps. Receptacle. An electrical, or electronic, fitting that is connected to a source of power, and equipped to receive and insert fitting a small, and often standardized accessory to a larger system outlet box, electricity, receptacle consisting of the metal box designed for connections to a wiring system. Receptacles types. Two-prong receptacles provide power to an appliance. Grounded receptacle, third prong reduces the risk of an electric shock and equipment from damages. Tamper-resistant receptacle, built-in shutter system that prevent object from bin insert, except when equal pressure is applied at both sides by a plug. Arc fault circuit interrupter, reduces the risk of fire by interrupting fault power once the arc fault occur the circuit, including with the item plugged into it. Receptacle types includes various types identified below. Ground fault circuit interrupt, works to interrupt the flow of electricity when the return is not equal to the supply, indicating that there's a leakage current. Surge suppression receptacle, helps to prevent sensitive equipment from transient surges. USB receptacle, provide a permanent USB serial bus connection source and standard receptacle plug connection. Receptacle rating and type. A. Receptacles. Receptacles shall be listed and marked with the manufacturer's name, or identification, and voltage and ampere ratings. B. Rating. Receptacles and cord connectors shall be rated not less than 15 amperes, 125 volts, or 15 amperes, 250 volts, and shall be of a type not suitable for use as lamp holders for receptacle ratings where installed on branch circuits. C. Receptacles for aluminum conductors. Receptacles rated 20 amperes or less and designed for the direct connection of aluminum conductors shall be marked CO/ALR. D. Isolated ground receptacles. Receptacles incorporating an isolated grounding conductor connection intended for the reduction of electrical noise such as electromagnetic interference as permitted in 250.146. Isolated grounded type receptacle shall be identified by an orange triangle located on the face of the receptacle. 1. Isolated equipment grounding conductor required. Receptacles so identified shall be used only with equipment grounding conductors that are isolated in accordance with 250.146 D. 2. Installation in non-metallic boxes. Isolated ground receptacles installed in non-metallic boxes shall be covered with a non-metallic faceplate. Exception, where an isolated ground receptacle is installed in a non-metallic box, a metal faceplate shall be permitted if the box contains a feature or accessory that permits the effective grounding of the faceplate. Controlled receptacle marking. All non-locking type, 125 volt, 15 and 20 ampere receptacles that are controlled by an automatic control device, or that incorporate control features that remove power from the receptacle for the purpose of energy management, or building automation, shall be permanently marked with the system voltage. F. Receptacle with USB charger. A 125-volt 15 or 20 ampere receptacle that additionally provides Class II power shall be listed and constructed such that the Class II circuitry is integral with the receptacle. (406.4) General installation requirements. General installation requirements shall be in accordance with 406.4 A through F. A. Receptacles installed on 15 and 20 ampere branch circuits shall be of the grounding type. Grounding type receptacles shall be installed only on circuits of the voltage class and current for which they are rated, except as provided in Table 210.21 B2 and Table 210.21 B3. N 406.4. B. To be grounded. Receptacles and cord connectors that have equipment grounding conductor contacts shall have those contacts connected to an equipment grounding conductor. C. The equipment grounding conductor contacts of receptacles and cord connectors shall be grounded by connection to the equipment grounding conductor of the circuit supplying the receptacle or cord connector. D. Replacements. Replacement of receptacles shall comply with 406.4 D1 through D6 as applicable. Arc fault circuit interrupter type and ground fault circuit interrupter type receptacles shall be installed in a readily accessible location. Rules for receptacle wiring. 1. Grounding type receptacles. Where a grounding means exists in the receptacle enclosure, or an equipment grounding conductor is installed in accordance with 250.130c, grounding type receptacles shall be used and shall be connected to the equipment grounding conductor in accordance with 406.4c or 250.130c. 2. Non-grounding type receptacles. Where attachment to an equipment grounding conductor does not exist in the receptacle enclosure, the installation shall comply with the following. A. A non-grounding type receptacles shall be permitted to be replaced with another non-grounding type receptacles. B. A non-grounding type receptacles shall be permitted to be replaced with a ground fault circuit interrupter type of receptacles. C. A non-grounding type receptacles shall be permitted to be replaced with a grounding type receptacles where supplied through a ground fault circuit interrupter. Ground fault circuit interrupters. Ground fault circuit interrupter protected receptacles shall be provided where replacements are made at receptacle outlets that are required to be so protected elsewhere in this code. 4. Arc fault circuit interrupter protection. Where a receptacle outlet is located in any areas specified in 210.12, A or B, a replacement receptacle at this outlet shall be one of the following. 1. A listed outlet branch circuit type arc fault circuit interrupter receptacle. 2. A receptacle protected by a listed outlet branch circuit type arc fault circuit interrupter type receptacle. 3. A receptacle protected by a listed combination type arc fault circuit interrupter type circuit breaker. Rules for receptacle replacement wiring continues. 5. Tamper-resistant receptacles. Listed tamper-resistant receptacles shall be provided where replacements are made at receptacle outlets that are required to be tamper-resistant elsewhere in this code, except where a non-grounding receptacle is replaced with another non-grounding receptacle. 6. Weather-resistant receptacles. Weather-resistant receptacles shall be provided where replacements are made at receptacle outlets that are required to be so protected elsewhere in this code. Rules for receptacle wiring. Cord and plug connected equipment. The installation of grounding type receptacles shall not be used as a requirement that all cord and plug connected equipment be of the grounded type. F. Non-interchangeable types. Receptacles connected to circuits that have different voltages, frequencies, or types of current, AC or DC, on the same premises shall be of such design that the attachment plugs used on these circuits are not interchangeable. Receptacles in damp or wet locations. A. Damp locations. A receptacle installed outdoors in a location protected from the weather, or in other damp locations, shall have an enclosure for the receptacle that is weatherproof when the receptacle is covered, attachment plug cap not inserted, and receptacle covers closed. An installation suitable for wet locations shall also be considered suitable for damp locations. A receptacle shall be considered to be in a location protected from the weather where located under roofed open porches, canopies, marquees, and the like, and will not be subjected to a beating rain or water runoff. Note that all 15 and 20 ampere, 125, and 250 volt non-locking receptacles shall be a listed weather-resistant type. B. Wet locations. 1. Receptacles of 15 and 20 amperes in a wet location. Receptacles of 15 and 20 amperes, 125, and 250 volts installed in a wet location shall have an enclosure that is weatherproof whether or not the attachment plug cap is inserted. An outlet box hood installed for this purpose shall be listed and shall be identified as extra duty. Other listed products, enclosures, or assemblies providing weatherproof protection that do not utilize an outlet box hood need not be marked extra duty. Thank you. Please take the opportunity to visit us on our platform at thevigilantsocietyofengineers.com, and please don't forget to like and subscribe so we can continue grow our channel.